Hey guys, this is a different game. It's a game that is in, I guess, probably 1941 right now. Um, it's one of the more interesting games I've played. I'm playing Allies. I usually like to play Allies in this game. Uh, don't enjoy the Axis too much. But so in this game, what happened is, before I start this replay, very interesting game. Very aggressive Axis player. He attacked. Sorry, he I think he did not. He attacked Vichy France right after France and conquered it, and then he attacked Spain, and then he attacked Portugal, and at the same time he was attacking Yugoslavia, and then he moved on to attack Russia. One of the I think mistakes he made is that he occupied Lithuania early with Germany, and doing that gives you a better start into Russia. But the problem is that it increases Russian preparedness or mobilization. So it gives Russia more build points before the war, and it also causes Russia to come in earlier. So in this game, Russia ended up declaring war on Germany because of everything Germany did aggressively before Germany could declare war on Russia. And I think that happened around May or June of 41, that Russia declared war on Germany. I wasn't really set up with the Russians to do much with that declaration, but I did defend forward to some extent, pretty successfully, and delayed the Germans. So the Germans really haven't made much progress into Russia. They have taken Gibraltar, they have taken Portugal, the whole Iberian Peninsula is conquered. They have Vichy France. So let's take a look at the and in China, I think this is a game where they have killed one Chinese headquarters in the north. So China's down a headquarters, if I'm not mistaken, in this game. But let's see the replay. I think the Axis are doomed in this game. I don't think they can win this. I think the plan was kind of too aggressive. Let the Soviets enter too early by taking Lithuania. Now that the Axis has got a lot to handle, because U.S. came in early. U.S. entered around, I want to say, August of 41, maybe, something like that. Okay, so here's China. He's pushed all the way. Oh, he's about to maybe cut off Nanning. Let's see what he can do. He's just now hitting Dutch East Indies with Japan. He's taken the oil, but he didn't land near Batavia yet. I wonder if he just conquered that island chain. I saw a little flash there. I don't know what happened. So, Dutch East Indies, Portuguese East Africa joined Allies because he declared war on Portugal. Solomon joined the Allies. He controls Gibraltar. Portuguese destroy vital installations for surrendering. Raiders in the Bay of Bengal. Now we get some intel reports to see where we can spot some Axis forces. Alright, so I built this garrison in Transjordan because it's necessary to garrison, I think, Tehran, Baghdad, and either Jerusalem or Amman. I can't remember which. Maybe it's Jerusalem. If you don't do those things, then Turkey swings toward the Axis. So I built this garrison so that I could fulfill that garrison requirement more easily and didn't have to leave sort of a good unit here, which I don't want to do until I'm ready to declare war on Syria. So let's start with China. They've got a lot of build points, 459. Let me just see what research can be done by them. They're maxed out, 1075 out of 1100 being spent. So they can't do anything there. We really don't want to lose this hex. So I think I'm going to put the army in this hex and hope that he can hold. I think my max upgrade... How do I get properties? Okay, so yeah, 1 infantry weapons, 1 AA defense is the best I can do with my Chinese upgrades. I've got an artillery here. I've got an AA gun. I just can't really do any better defending this hex, so let's hope it can hold now. Yeah, I think it will, because if I look at my my attack odds here, or my expected result, it's 1-1, which means we're on pretty equal footing with this army, even though he's an infantry weapon 2. So I'm feeling pretty good about holding that hex, especially with the AA there. Here, I think we want to upgrade this unit to have AA, so we'll do that, because who knows when his heir is going to show up and start really pounding me here. Looks like we're down a few points here, so let's reinforce these units. I think I've done some attacking in this area and kind of pushed the Japanese back a little. That's why I'm weak. I don't think I need an AA defense there. Hopefully I'm not wrong. Chinese communists are in. We're defending the capital with an AA unit. I think we really don't need this unit at this point. What should I do with him? I don't really need him anywhere, to be honest, so I'll just march him back, and then I'll move one of the Chi-Com units forward, or maybe both Chi-Com units forward, and I'll move the Chinese headquarters. I'll kind of switch these guys out. I'll leave the Nat Chi headquarters in the north, Chi-Com headquarters in the south. I'll move the artillery forward. I need to get the artillery research done. Looks like I'm getting close to that. Maybe another, I don't know, a few more turns. By the way, we're in November 41 here. Couldn't remember what turn it was when I was loading the game. Everything here looks, pretty good in China, I would say. The Japanese did attack the British early. They invaded Singapore as part of their declaration of war. I don't think they've taken Brunei yet. I'm not sure why they need to. Or maybe they don't need to, because they have this oil. Yep, looks like they're getting this oil from Dutch East Indies and from invading Sarawak. So North Borneo doesn't necessarily need to be invaded right now, but they'll probably want to hit it eventually. They haven't attacked Philippines. I was able to get MacArthur out of Philippines and sail him to Australia. And Thailand is not aligned. Neither has Vietnam. I don't know really what triggers those things to happen, so I don't know why they haven't got those. Maybe they said no to the event, or maybe because of what they're doing, they just weren't given that option. I don't know what happened there. I don't see anything else that needs to be done here in China, really. Maybe I can upgrade a headquarters. Let's see, 7, 7, 7, and 7. I don't think I'm going to get any better than that. I could do some diplomacy with China, potentially. Why don't I try that, see if there's anything. Nope, they have 0 chits, so there's nothing they can do there. I probably already put some chits against Turkey for them. And I think that's it for China. Next, let's take a look at the Russians. So the Russians and the Japanese are fighting over near Vladivostok, all alongside the Far East. Let's see here. I'll reinforce this guy. I've got poor supply here because he strap bombed this city, but it looks like now I finally got it back to 5, so I can increase Zhukov to a 10, which is good. And then I think instead of elite reinforcements, it's really important to increase his infantry weapons and anti-tank while I have a chance, so I'll do that. This guy I can reinforce back to 10. And then this guy, how many points can he can get back to 7. So I could attack and cause damage here, but I think I'm going to go ahead and reinforce to a 7. Those guys really have bad supply, those Japanese units. So hopefully if they hang out there, I'll be able to do some more damage to them later. Here I've got a shock army, but I don't think I can hurt this guy because even though he's got poor supply, he's entrenched to a 3 level. Let's just check if I march. Nope, see, I just hurt myself there. I think I'll sit there. Sometimes when you're in a hex, when you're already in place and you attack, you attack a little better in this game. So maybe next turn, since it's a prepared attack, I'll be able to hurt him. I don't know. Probably I need headquarters or air to do much to him there, though. I do have some air in the area, but I've got it grounded because I don't have it teched up yet, or the technology increase. Let's reinforce this cavalry unit. That's really all I can do here. I just don't have enough units. He's advancing here. He's going to get that city. I don't know if there's any way for me to hold it because I don't think I can place reinforcements. Nope. Because it's at 5 supply, no reinforcements can be placed over here, only from this place, this city west. So from Blagoveshchensk west. Blagoveshchensk, yep. That's how you pronounce it, I think. The Chinese, I think I'm done. The Siberians are done. All right, so let's look at the Pacific. We've got NEI. We can upgrade this core. I think let's do that. Hopefully we can hold on there. This air unit, I think we don't want it to fly. If I could disband it, I would probably do that. Let's see. Can't disband. I don't know what the rules are for disbanding. Sometimes you can disband units, sometimes you can't. It's kind of confusing. Anyway, it looks right now like this guy cannot disband. I wonder if it's worth even flying him out. He's at a 5 supply. Maybe you have to be at a 6 supply to disband, I guess. I don't want the Japanese to kill him and gain national morale, so I'm just going to try to escape him to Australia. Same with this cruiser. You can only reinforce him to an 8 here in these ports, so I'll send him toward India. He might stick around after conquest if I'm lucky. Same with this sub. I'll send him to India. Actually, let me see if these guys, no tech they can get, so what do I want to do? I need to free up these Indian ports for those ships, potentially. So if I look at the map here, he's got Gibraltar. I think the right thing to do with the Navy in India is maybe sail it down toward Australia. I've sort of fortified India against invasion. I've got all the ports here occupied with decent units for the most part. So I think it's going to be tough for him to invade there. So I'm not too worried about defending India. I'm worried about sort of putting a wrench into the Japanese plans. And I think the way to do that is to kind of form up and head toward Australia, because it's very difficult to do much in the Bay of Bengal because you're constricted by the narrow passage into Singapore area. So, actually, we've got this sub we can work on. Let's do that. Just remembered that. We've got a carrier here. We'll set him to bomber mode. Okay. And let's see if we can... he dove. It's not ideal. Let's send our destroyer up and see. There he is. We'll hit him again. We got one hit on him. And then we'll attack with the destroyer. That's pretty good. And then let's... I don't want to send the destroyer here because I think that battleship that I spotted will sail up and just maul that destroyer. So instead, let's send the destroyer here. And then let's bring this sub out of the Java Sea. He can reach a port here. I don't really want to spend money on this cruiser right now, so let's send this cruiser out of the port, and we will send this up. Although I'm not going to spend money on the sub either, I don't think, until I decide whether he'll survive after Batavia falls. Because sometimes when the country's conquered, the naval units will disappear. Sometimes they'll stick around. I don't want to spend good money to reinforce him if he's just going to disappear on me. What I will do is sail this cruiser around. And I'm tempted to put a unit in this port. The problem is if he invades this fort, then he'll get an attack on my guy in the port. I think I'll take that chance, because I might be able to get a shot at any invading unit that tries to move next to this port using this cruiser. Okay, so What else in the Pacific? Here we've got MacArthur with a fighter. Can we upgrade this fighter? Yes, good. So let's do that. And then looks like we got these guys joined us. I saw a couple of invading units moving down through here. That's why I have these ships in the area. This destroyer did damage one of the amphibious units, so now I'm just trying to prevent an invasion of Port Moresby if I can. These ports belong to me right now, so he would really have to be sneaky to make it through this passage without me seeing him. So I think the threat's from the north. I'm not sure about that, but I've got a sub here. I can sail in that direction. Not 11 supply, 8 supply, and 8 supply. So I need to resupply a couple of these guys. Let's send this cruiser to resupply here. Let's send this destroyer to resupply here. Let's send this cruiser to defend Port Moresby. And we will send this sub. Where do we want to send him? Let's send him. I think here should be fine. Let's see if we can intercept anything kind of moving around the Bismarck archipelago. All right. What else in the Pacific? I know we have lots of U.S. units that need to be upgraded on the West Coast, or at least I think we do. We did manage to get a unit into Wake and garrison it. Forgot about that. Battleship is fully upgraded, so let's send him here. Luckily, no sub in the way. Over on the West Coast, we need to place some elite reinforcements into this Enterprise carrier, so we will do that. And then we can upgrade the Lexington. Alright, she's ready to sail. We can upgrade this cruiser, the Chicago. Heavy cruiser. Not great tech for the US, but they came in early and I'm happy to have them in the war. Okay, what else do we have? We got a carrier up here, the Wasp. I think the Wasp was sunk at the Coral Sea. Is that where? I don't remember. We've got a battleship up here. I don't really want to keep spending all the U.S. money on these upgrades for the Navy. It needs to be done, but man, let me just take a look at what's going on in the Atlantic first. Do I have any ships here to upgrade? No. I could upgrade this fighter. I think that's pretty important so that I can potentially start strat bombing. That's all they have in the UK area. Back in the US, we got this army. So let's get him into port. We need to upgrade that army. New units for the US. We did get a Ranger unit. Question is, do we want to send them to the Pacific or to the Atlantic? I think we will do the... let's see. He holds Gibraltar. I want to invade North Africa, but since I can only come at it from the west, it's going to be kind of an ugly situation because I'll basically land with these two ports and have to march across to Iran. By the time I get there, I'm sure it'll be garrisoned and it will have Germans and Italians swarming in this area. I can't go through Gibraltar anymore. If I had a Special Forces unit, I believe it could walk across and then embark from here maybe if there are no Italian units, sneak in and make an invasion, but that's pretty dangerous because if the Italians have anything in here, it doesn't work. Maybe it's better to build up here and then march into Iran as quickly as possible. Because once I have Iran, then that's kind of the big hurdle. Because look at the length from Iran to Fez and to Tangier. It's a long way for headquarters to provide much supply, because in this theater, a headquarters in a city is going to give you 8 supply. So if you just count out 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So you're going to have a unit with 3 supply trying to take Iran. That's not much. And I think when you declare war in North Africa, if I recall correctly, a fighter unit starts here. So if instead, let's say you have some units here, and you have some air units, I don't know where you'd put them actually. So let's say you have some units here. Could you possibly run across and grab Iran and kill that fighter before the Axis can get in there? I think that's too much to ask, really. So I think that plan probably has to be scrapped. The other way to come at this is to, I guess, push with the British, either push across Egypt and Libya, or invade from the east, invade across the Med. Although I think the Axis are going to do their best to stop you from doing that, but I think that might be better. This west invasion doesn't work too well. I wonder if there are any ports open in Spain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 ports, basically. I wonder if he has them all garrisoned. I don't know. Or we could even try to go into France. I don't see any of these where a special forces unit is going to help me that much, and they're super helpful in the Pacific because they could pretty rapidly invade, embark, so they can make their way across the Pacific pretty quickly. I think I'm going to put that special forces unit in the Pacific, so I'll stick them here. What else do I need to do in the east? I guess we can say that's all I need to do in the east with the US. Oh wait, I've got a ship down here. Battleship. Can I upgrade them? No. So the idea here is I'm sending some US units over to the Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal area, maybe even to fight in the Med, because the British have income problems, and if I just rely on the British over there, it's hard for them to support the ship losses that are going to occur against the Italians and against the Japanese. So by sending some US naval units around the Horn, I think I'll be able to sort of keep a viable fighting force built and supplied in that theater. 2 destroyers and a battleship are headed around, so maybe I could send another unit. Heavy cruiser, light cruiser, battleship, that's really all that's left in the Atlantic for the US. I think I might just leave all of those. The only thing is, I wonder if the battleship should go. Do the British have any battleships here? Nope. So that is my only... No, sorry, they have this battleship, but they haven't been able to pay to upgrade it with the Rodney. So since really this is my only upgraded battleship in the Atlantic, I think I'll just leave it in the Atlantic. The heavy cruiser, how many heavy cruisers do I have? Just the 1 British heavy cruiser. Heavy cruisers are pretty useful units. Actually, no, there's 2 more British heavy cruisers. So yeah, I'll send this heavy cruiser around. Alright. And this makes me think that we can go ahead and do some more upgrades on the west coast with the US. We can afford that. So let's pick a battleship and bring them up to strength. And then let's upgrade this cruiser. Okay. And that's probably all we can do with the US this turn. We'll just save the other BPs. We probably can bring down this battleship into Seattle. And then we can sail this battleship out of Alaska. And down here for a refit. We'll upgrade him. Okay, so that should be the entire Pacific theater. Let me just check if there's anything else I want to do around India. Nope, nothing that I can see. here, what do I do with these units? Okay, so let's take a look at what the British should do here in the Med. I think it's time for them to start pushing. Ideally, they want infantry technology 2, though, infantry weapons 2, before that happens. So let's see where they're on the research front. Yes, we already have infantry weapons 2. We have fighter 2, tanks 1. We do not yet have armored warfare. We have ground attack 0, which is pretty important. So I think the right move for them here is to kick off this armored warfare, because that's going to be probably important for them. Alright, and then before I start upgrading the ground units here, let me just double check what's going on up here. I wonder whether the Axis are so stretched that I could get away with an invasion of Europe in 41, but I think that's probably too ambitious, sad to say. I think let's kind of take the safe route here and get going in the desert. Should I send another army? Yes, I would say I should. Let's see how many armies I have down there. I have 2 armies right now. Eventually I'll be attacking Syria and hopefully bringing in Turkey. Let me see where the diplomacy stands. Turkey, we're at 11% allied with an 83. Wow, Turkey could come pretty quick. So yeah, let's get going with another army. I think this area should be pretty clear because I've got a ton of allied ships running around in this area. And as far as this special forces unit, I think I will also send it around the Cape. I've kind of got a force here blockading the Med so that the Italians don't slip out into the Atlantic. I would rather fight them here, although I suppose there could be some Luftwaffe in here that would make that fight ugly for me. I would rather let me see if that happens. I think the Luftwaffe is pretty stretched. They're probably headed to Russia, so I'm not too worried about that, even though it's possible. Let's bring this U.S. cruiser down here. And then, do we want another destroyer? Yeah, let's bring another destroyer down. Kind of what I'm doing here is that I'm trying to deny the Axis the ability to refuel their subs with this picket line of ships. I'd like to cut them off from Spain, from resupply at all. So hopefully I'm accomplishing that. Okay, so let's take a quick look at Italian East Africa. We just finished cleaning up most of it. Just Mogadishu's hanging out now, so we need to go conquer that. I think I will do that by sending the South Africans in from the south. So let me kind of I'll upgrade those guys, and then from the north I will send in the Sudanese. So I'll move him into Addis Ababa. I will try to upgrade this guy. He doesn't have the supply for it, so we'll march him over here. And then we may need this ground attack aircraft. I'm just not sure if it's going to be needed. I kind of think it will not be needed. So let me equivocate, and now I'll start flying it north again, because I'd like to get going in the desert if I can get things upgraded here. So here I'm looking for anything that will take 2 or 3 turns to get upgraded, because it needs multiple upgrades, like maybe elite reinforcements and tech upgrades, etc. But I don't see anything that's going to take very long to get upgraded, so let's just continue to march Gort toward the front, and I can probably, let's see, I'll force march this army toward the front. Got a fairly good naval force here. What to do with these guys? I think I'll prepare to send these guys back to India. I don't think they're going to do me much good in the desert. I've already got plenty of units, so let's get them back over to their home country and get them built up to 10. The Special Forces unit could be good. I've got 150. Let me first see if I need to do any research with that 150. Yeah, probably. So what to research? I want to do advanced fighters, but I don't have the funds for that, so I think I'll do that next turn. This turn I'll go ahead and transport this Special Forces unit into Karachi. And then I'd like to build another garrison here because you need to garrison Baghdad, and if you don't put a unit here near these oil fields, I think these get hit by partisans. So I'm just wondering if the Soviets can garrison, but I don't see an extra unit there right now. Okay, I think that's all I'll do with the British. I'll just save the rest of their points. No, this guy I'll upgrade, because it's possible that the Axis plans to paradrop or invade into Tangier, or Italian East, North Africa, or sorry, Spanish Tangier. So I'll do that, and that's it. We're just going to be left with the Soviets to take care of. I'm just double checking. Yep, that's everything. So now we look at the Soviets. So you can see the Germans are late. It's November. They're just now making it to the Dnieper. So I need more headquarters with the Russians. It looks like they're strong, but in a way they're not, because you really need headquarters to fight effectively, and they've only got 1 headquarters for all these units, which means many are out of command, and it's a bad headquarters to start with. It's Budeni. So he was a World War I cavalry leader or something like that. He was just really a pretty poor commander, I think. So we were lacking in quality and quantity on the headquarters side. I think let's try to prevent them from getting across the Dnieper here. I mean, I think he might go into that swamp there, but that doesn't seem like a very good move to me. Let's see if he really does that. Let's upgrade this corps. We'll reinforce this mech. He was, I think we had a fight here at Krivoy Rog Mines. I think the mech was there and got beaten up by some Panzers. Okay, so reinforcements are basically done down in the south, except for that armored train. I'm not sure I want to spend any points on him. I will reinforce Minsk. Let's see if I can hold that through the winter. That would be nice. I think I'll go ahead and move up this mechanized infantry. I think he'll help me hold Minsk more easily, and maybe I can counterattack. I don't know if I want to give up this entrenchment at Orsha, but it doesn't look like the Germans are too strong here right now, so maybe I should. Let's actually move the special forces up. We'll garrison this city. I wonder if this Panzer could run all the way up here. I don't think he can reach, but let me move this light tank unit over to just make sure I don't somehow lose that city. He's attacking Riga. Looks like this unit is hurting. Let me go ahead and reinforce it to full. Maybe I should bring over another unit, so let me start marching this army over here. Upgrade this unit. And then I do have some new units that I can add in. Where would I want a new unit? I think I could definitely use a unit right here. But I could also use a unit up here. So let's do this. And then let's stick our artillery in the north. We have a tank. Let's stick him in the south. There's a UK battleship. What else needs to be done for the Russians? See the Red Air Forces cowering around Moscow. I'm building a lot of forts here at Leningrad. I don't think they're going to be needed, but it's possible they will be. So I could continue that. I could start a fort line at Moscow, or I could send them down south to build forts. I think at this point it's safe to think that I'm not going to... I mean, I might need a fort right here, but hopefully not. Yeah, let me go ahead and build one more fort. I'll just splurge and make it a 3-sider. Probably overkill here, I know that. And then this guy, I think I've got time, so I usually don't leave Pskov open, but I think I have time before the Germans get there, so I'm going to leave it open. Here, let's get this unit upgraded so we can shift him up. Do the upgrade. And I don't see the Finns coming out into kind of Karelia attacking, so I don't think I need to upgrade those garrison right now. I think that's everything for the Soviets. I don't see anything else to do. So let's take a look at research. Well, first let's look at diplomacy. Who's got chits? I think everybody's pretty fully invested. The U.S. has only 44 points, so they can't spend their chit. Theirs are the most powerful chits in diplomacy. It's nice to spend them, but just not possible right now. I spent too many points on other things with the U.S. So Russia, 1775, they can afford to invest in something expensive because they have some cap here. 225 they could cap before they get to their max at 2,000. Cap room, I should say. So let's go for fighters. I think that's important to keep working on the fighter technology. I don't think anything else can research here. So China, are they able to purchase anything useful? I mean, I could start buying bombers. Might not be the worst idea. Or fighters. So yeah, let's go ahead and purchase a bomber. They take a long time to arrive. I'll get those going. I think each turn is roughly a month. So I think that's a 7-month timeline to get the bombers on the map once you build them. And that's it. I think we're done with this turn. Thanks for watching. I may or may not update all these games. It's a lot of work to kind of record the videos, and it slows me down doing my turns, and it's really long for you guys to watch, so I'm not sure how much you really enjoy them, but I hope you enjoy the ones I do post. Thank you.